Hello, welcome to the third episode of SheSpeaksSTEM. On today's episode, we have a dentist. Let's listen to her story through this interview.
Thank you for hosting me.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Good. Let's begin with our first question.
Okay.
So, when picking up dentistry, what made you decide this career?
Um, I was inclined towards medicine from the very beginning, and when I was choosing like the stream of medicine, I thought dentistry has more of a relation with art. I can do more with my hands, and I don't even have to be a surgeon, which is a lot more schooling. I ended up reaching almost the same number of years, but that's because I chose to come to US and do it again. But yeah, I think dentistry is a good balance between medicine and surgery. And we also get to work a lot with people, touching their everyday lives, making difference, and contributing in their happiness overall.
And you also mentioned how you had to get the same amount of education as a surgeon. Can you describe a bit more about your educational background, especially for those who are looking into getting into dentistry?
So the dental education differs from country to country because my education is from like the basic education is from India, where after 12th grade we go to the dental school, and it's a 5 year program with 4 years of didactic learning and then 1 year of internship, which is basically just hands on full time experience. Um, Here right now I'm in United States. So after I completed my BDS, which is the dental graduate degree in India, I practiced in India for 3 years, but I decided to pursue masters. So I came to US to do dental public health, a master of science in dental public health, which is a residency level training at University of Iowa. That was for 3 years. I also completed certificate in global health studies at that time. Then I was my heart was still in clinical dentistry, but as a foreign trained dentist, I still had to go to a dental school here, and it was going through the expedited program, which is equivalent to BDS in India. It's called DDS or DMD, which is Doctor of Dental Surgery or Doctor of Dental Medicine here. It is generally a 4 year program, but because I'm a foreign trained dentist, I had an option of doing an expedited one, which was 30 months for me. I completed that with University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia back in 2019.
Wow, that seems like a lot. But as far as your education, is there any specific moments or anything that you would like to share that was maybe something that started something for you?
When I was practicing in India, I had a patient who was my practice was in both sectors, a public health sector, which was a non-profit organization, and then it was also in a private sector where I was working with a privately practicing dentist. Um, when I was working in a in a public sector, we had the sliding fee scale, which is like the charges are tailored to the person's income. And One day there was a patient in my chair. She was a young lady in her early 20s, and she had a big cavity in one of her front teeth, and the only option to save the tooth was to do a root canal, or she had to go through an extraction. And It was very devastating for me to see the lady choosing extraction over saving the tooth, despite it being a front tooth, just because of lack of funds. So of course the sliding fee scale, which was actually designed to help these low social income strata still did not work, and that got me a lot into prevention and public health dentistry. So that kind of changed my trajectory and inspired me to pursue something to do for public again. So that's why I decided to go dental public health route. Um, but then when I was in dental public health, as a part of the program, we used to visit senior assisted living facilities for geriatric population and their dental needs assessment and everything. And we would see there was not enough dental care personnel to serve in that area. So again, I was like, oh, even if we design policies, we still need somebody to work at ground level, at grassroots. And I was missing that grassroots connection through dental public health, sitting behind the computer crunching data all the time wasn't my cup of tea. So I decided to go back to clinical dentistry. And here I am today talking to you, trying to combine both dental public health and private practice, uh, like chairside care in my practice right now. But I don't know. There's still a lot to be done.
Well, what are the skills that one should have to become a dentist?
I think some things are like they cut through the fields. Like everybody has to have those, and the most important one I feel, especially for people working in healthcare, is empathy. It's very easy to dissociate from somebody else's pain versus actually feeling them and feeling that and feeling their needs and trying to help them. I think that's one of the very important thing, and it takes a bit to even begin to understand how it is to feel what somebody else is feeling. So I think that is one of the main things. But overall, I would say just the aptitude overall and endurance, physical endurance, because in dentistry, it's a lot of sitting, bending. Then again, you're on your feet for most of the day. So physical endurance is important. And just, I think the most important factor to be successful in any area is your passion for the work you do. If you're passionate enough, all these challenges don't stop you. They'll rather motivate you to do more.
Can you tell us a bit about the pressure in relation to your job? Is it stressful, and how do you manage your stress?
Um, Unfortunately, stress has become a part of our lives now. Um, so I think we should just find ways to deal with it instead of saying that, oh, it's very stressful. Um, I think, and I think every job has stress. My husband works in semiconductor industry, and he's very stressed about his work. I work in healthcare in dentistry, to be specific, and I feel there are some stressful moments throughout the day for me. I think the way to manage stress is to see that the moment is just now, and it's just that moment, and there is life beyond it. Maybe understanding that it will pass, and you just do your best that you can in that moment, and let let the rest be the way it's going to be. So I think just doing your best, understanding your limitations, understanding um, the other person's limitations, and going forward. I think not stopping is the key, I think.
Hmm. As a dentist, what does a typical day in the life look for you?
So I generally start, my work is around 40 to 45 minutes drive from my home. So I start my day at 7. And then, like at 7, I'm on the road. I reach office, I look at my day, what like the schedule. all the appointments we have for that day. If there's any lab work that needs to be there in office or that needs to be sent out, things like that. We have a little morning huddle, and then just go through the regular appointments. There's generally a mix of fillings, there are extractions, there are root canals, denture appointments, and then of course there are new patient exams, hygiene exams, and then I have a break for almost an hour in between, but it's not very well defined. It's like whenever I can get a chance. I go have my lunch, and then I'm done around 5. Usually I'm done at 5. And then on my way back, and then I have my daughter at daycare whom I pick. Generally, my husband drops her off in the morning, and then I pick her up in the evening. Then I come home, cook dinner, we have meal, and then most of the day is done, and we just um, lay down, I guess. That's it. Yeah, not very fancy. Mhm.
And what is so rewarding in being a dentist?
Um, I, I think like everything, the patients, if you see your treatment being successful, the patients are happy, your assistants, your team members appreciating you, um, and then I think right now for me the most rewarding part is when my daughter hugs me, but that's not because I'm a dentist. That's because I'm a mom, I guess. um, yeah, as a dentist, I think rewarding is everything. Yeah, day to day, going to the office, seeing the schedule being full, then working through it. Um, little things, getting a patient numb, and then they say, "Oh, it didn't hurt me this time. Thank you. It was so you did it so gently." And then doing the root canals, reaching that length that you want to be at, then doing extractions, doing perfect sutures. Putting perfect sutures is very rewarding for me because I love extractions. Um, Assistants helping you. Sometimes you have to train your assistants, and then you see the training to a good culmination when they get the littlest cues and they get things ready without you telling them. And yeah, these are little things.
And what are the hardest things about being a dentist, I guess?
um these are the same hard things, when somebody doesn't feel numb enough after giving multiple shots, or the assistants, uh, well, I mean, it's just their learning process sometimes, but it's difficult to get your point across. These are the hard things. And I think communication is it's one of the most important yet the most difficult part of any teamwork, I think. Um, if you can communicate really well, then most of the um, most of the battle is won, they say. Mhm. So communication is the most important yet most hard thing to do.
In teenagers, do you see a trend in the field of dentistry, especially?
Uh, it's hard to say. I have some of my teenager patients. Actually, two of them that I can remember from like the top of my head are who are interested in dentistry. But I also know there are. It's my patient population is not the sample size. It's very minor, if anything. So a very minor part of the whole teenage population, I can say. I guess this is a better question for for teachers or academicians who are working with teenagers. Um, and I don't think dentistry directly should be chosen at this age. Maybe you just develop a liking and then you explore all the options. And then you get a little more hands on experience. And by the time, hopefully, you reach your late teens, you will know which way you want to go. Because the field of dentistry, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of these are a lot of years in school. There is a huge cost to it. There is opportunity cost and financial cost to it. So I think it's hard to say, honestly, for me to say that there's a trend in dentistry, trend for or towards dentistry in teenagers.
Is there one thing you wish you had known before picking up your career?
Uh, Of course, there are so many things. I wish I knew I wanted to come to America. I wish I knew the immigration is so difficult in this country. So I would say, yeah, dentistry is not an easy field. Um, but I think even if I had known all these, I doubt I would have made a different choice because these weren't the factors making me choose dentistry, anyways. So these wouldn't have been the deterrents either.
And as a final question, if you could describe dentistry, your job, or anything related in one word, what would the word be?
Love.
Nice answer. And that was all for the interview. If you have any last comments, then you can ask.
No, I just wish everybody all the best. I hope you get to pursue your dreams and please let me know if I can help in any other way. Mhm.
And that was it for the third episode of She Speaks STEM. Thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned for more episodes of She Speaks STEM.